let's see what adventure and strange sights await us in Coventry. There's always something going on here.
Coming up with a bit of change.
How's it going? Welcome to the new video. We're in sunny Coventry. It's a bit overcast right now, about 9 degrees. I hope you're all doing good. Thanks for watching the other videos. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. I just thought basically I'll do a quick video today on motorcycle categories and should you buy one, pros, cons, downfalls, also known as salvage categories. But yeah, it's all good fun, so stay tuned after this. So what is a salvage vehicle? It's probably the first question that someone might be asking. So a salvage vehicle is basically a vehicle that's been involved in an incident, normally a road traffic accident. It's been through the insurance company and assessed by a vehicle damage assessor, and they've basically outweighed the value of the vehicle against the damage sustained to equal that the vehicle is not an economical vehicle to repair, or that it's basically too far gone and the chassis or other such components are damaged in such a way that the vehicle shouldn't go back on the road. Now, the reason you look at this video is you may be looking into buying one, or you may own one and just basically be looking back into it. And this is the video for you. Hopefully it'll be quite useful for you. Well, that car was going to pull out on me. But yeah, so the first two I'll cover because they're nice and quick, and you shouldn't really come across these as a normal road user. Is a Category A vehicle. A Category A vehicle basically means that the chassis, which is the frame that basically contains the vehicle, is scrap, and the components that go with it are also scrap. So the whole vehicle in its entirety, however it remains, needs to be disposed of in an environmentally friendly way, and nothing is to be reused. That is normally a vehicle that's been underwater, like salt water, so it can't be recovered, that's corrosive to the frame, or it's something that's been on fire, so like completely burnt out, the frame's destroyed, all the components are damaged. The next one that you might actually come across is a Category B, which you shouldn't come across unless you're in Birmingham. Hey, you see what I did there? So that's a Category B vehicle, and that's basically a vehicle that's been damaged too severely to go back on the road. Normally it's severe structural damage, and therefore it's not deemed fit to repair because it just wouldn't be safe, which is fair enough. And what happens with them vehicles is, because they're Category B, it stands for a breaker, which means the vehicle components can be removed from the chassis and resold on and repurposed / reused elsewhere. Then the remainder of the chassis needs to be disposed of, can't ever go back on the road again, and that must be disposed of environmentally friendly as well. So guys, the most common ones that you're more likely to come across if you're looking to buy a vehicle is the Category N. Now the Category N is actually a vehicle that's sustained non-structural damage, and it's normally the parts that surround the vehicle, like the fuel tank, the headlight, basically anything that bolts on or off is classed as non-structural. So these are the sort of ones that I prefer to buy. Also, if you were looking to buy one and get into vehicles, you know, that are salvage, this is what I would kind of recommend for you as well, because they tend to be the most safest ones to buy in terms of financial aspect and risk. There is something that I would bring into this, is the fact that if you buy a Category N stolen recovered motorcycle, which is all fine and well, looks nice, but generally what happens is when they steal the bikes, they put their feet on the handlebars, push the handlebars to break the steering lock, and that's how they basically push the bike away. Now in doing so, the locking pin that's in the bike can actually get twisted and cause damage to the keep point on the frame, and a lot of the time that this can be missed depending on where you're buying the vehicle from. So like, if that's happened, the bike's technically sustained structural damage, although it is a tab that normally welds on, so you should be okay. It's just something to be careful of if you're looking into buying one, because there could be some other sort of distortion in that headstock area, and with motorbikes you want them to be safe, so it's just something to factor in really.
Well, literally just come past me, pushed my bag off the wall, coming out the gate.
This is a bit awkward. Somewhere to be up, but I don't even carry money on me. I always do contactless. Sorry about that. Sorry. Oh god. Welcome to Coventry. Legit don't get this anywhere else. That woman's dead to me. That woman's literally dead to me. Let that be karma for you. Let that be karma. Of course the key won't turn in the seat. There we go. Oh my god, that was lucky. So, this battery terminal, please work. Oh, come on. So I need to use a key to tighten that terminal down. Turn it off for now. Ugh. Come on. Come on, pappy. Please, please, please. That sound. But why not start? Right. Let's get on and pull that clutch in. Please start. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Let's not push my luck today. Let's not push it. That was a sign, because I never helped that lady with whatever she needed, even though I don't believe it was true. That was basically a sign that I should have helped her, but I weren't about leaving the bike, because basically what she said to me, I don't know if you could hear it, she said someone's pushed her and her bag went over the wall. Could I help her get it? Now, it's a bit of a weird story, because if someone pushed me and my bag went over the wall, I probably wouldn't be hanging outside that shop right there asking for change. I'd probably be hanging outside that wall asking for help getting the bag, so I believe she's talking absolute nonsense. But either way, the bike's running. That's my scare for the day, because I thought I was stranded in City of Violence. So let's get out of here. Jesus. Thank God I had a set of keys to put that terminal back in. God knows why I thought it was that, but that's just pure luck, to be honest. That will never happen again. It's never ever that easy for me. Normally it's like, oh, the engine's got no compression now, even though it was driving perfectly fine 5 seconds ago. But yeah, we'll take it. All I'll say is thank you very much for letting me leave. Now let's get out of Cov and back onto the ring road. Now another one that you might come across, which is one I'd probably steer away from if you could, is a Category S. A Category S vehicle is a vehicle basically where the chassis, which I was talking about, has been damaged or compromised in some sort of way. That could be dented, twisted, any distortion whatsoever. That then makes that vehicle a Category S. Now on a motorcycle, as it's literally your balancing point, this is the reason I avoid them. I think this is the reason that most people avoid them, because motorcycles are highly likely to be involved in collisions in comparison to cars. So you want the structural integrity to remain, so if you're driving at high speed, something doesn't give way and you're nice and safe. And that's the reason I believe that you'll also have a lot of issues when it comes to reselling salvage vehicles, Category S, salvage vehicles. But you can get them very cheap, and if you know it's something small, it could be a little win that you could get. But again, it's down to experience. So if you're not very experienced in it, I personally would say don't buy one, because you might not know what you're looking at. I would advise, if you're new to salvage, avoid buying them, because a proper repair does really need to be done on them, because you don't want to be driving down the road and something just gives way on you, because that could potentially be deadly. And also, you can get a lot of people just buying these bikes and selling them on, claiming they've been repaired professionally with no evidence whatsoever, and you could be on a death trap. Now, the pros and cons to owning salvage vehicles, it's like, as a normal person, I say normal person, someone who's not mechanically minded, it's like, it could be a risk if you don't know what you're looking for. So always factor that in mind and do your research, and just basically learn about components on a vehicle and their pricing, because the market's very high right now on salvage. So sometimes you could be paying next to retail price, or private sale value, sorry, on a vehicle that's damaged. And things on motorcycles like suspension can cost thousands just for little components like that, and you don't realise, but it does soon all add up. So that's something I would be careful of or wary of. The question is, should you buy a salvage bike? Now the truth is, it's very subjective, because if you're someone who likes to basically just tinker, then go for it, why not? You know what I mean? You're going to learn as you go, like Matt Armstrong did with the cars. But if you're someone who's looking for reliability right out the bag, that's something to be concerned about, because sometimes, like this bike, you can have some sort of, like, my speedometer wasn't registering the correct speed, so I had to replace that. There was an issue with the immobiliser, so it wasn't starting. And then you get loads of little things that even the person selling it to you doesn't actually know about, and it can be a bit of a nightmare. So sometimes you end up with a bike that you can't actually use, and again, if you're using this to commute and you want reliability, then that's something to be a bit worried about. The main reason why I would advise going for salvage, though, if you're going to do it, is just the cost saving. So like the bike I'm on now, this Yamaha MT-09, it's a 2017 with 5,000 miles on the clock, and I'm happy to get my hands dirty and work on the thing, so I picked this up for £3,000. But if you go and look for a like-for-like vehicle that's a non-categorised vehicle, you're looking at £5,000–6,000 for the same equivalent. It's nice to, so when you have a new bike, it naturally degrades over time, little scratches, rust, dings here, which is very, very sad. But if you buy a bike that's a little bit worse for wear, as the saying goes, it can only get better. But it'll be interesting to know what you guys think about it, like, because would you buy a salvage bike if it was private, or would you buy one from a salvage company, or would you just avoid them in general? Let me know below. I'm getting paper. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Did he just get me on camera?